What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading and trying to get over a cold. Man, this thing has been kicking my butt for the last week. Took a COVID test, came back negative, so that's good. But somebody I've been around took a COVID test, because they said that everything that they were eating, was tasting like ammonia and pine sol. So took a COVID test, they tested positive. So I just been kind of laying low here lately. Still trading. It's been kind of up and down lately. If you had to ask me the truth, I'm gonna tell you it's been more down than up. I actually kaboomed my PA account with Apex, just being kind of reckless and cavalier. One of their rules is they don't want you giving money back. And I gave back money. Not so much to where I was even below where the account started. So that was a $25,000 account. I never got below 25,000, but because I had made so much, I was up about 20, I was at 27 and some change. I had put myself in a position where I could only trade MNQ in that account. So I switched over. I started trading MNQ. I was digging myself out of the hole. And because I flip-flop between that account and another eval account that I'm working to get qualified, in that eval account, I would trade NQs. I took some trades in the eval account, NQs, switched back over to the PA account. I didn't switch back over to MNQ. And the drawdown, let's say I'm risking 10 points on an MNQ. I'm risking $20. On an NQ, that same 10 points is $200. You see the big difference. And yes, we kaboomed it, but it is what it is. I do have some other Apex accounts. We're going to get those qualified, and we're going to be smarter. We have to be smarter. Got to be more disciplined. That's something that I have struggled with the past couple of weeks, y'all, where I get a little reckless. I don't trade the hours that I know are my proficient hours. I'll be green in the morning. I'll come back and start trading in the afternoon. The gentlemen that hang out in the Discord, they usually trade all day. I know that's not me, but I'll come back in the afternoon after being green good. I'm talking like $1,000 to the good, and will give most of that back. And a lot of times it's because I'm stubborn. I'll take a red trade and I don't want the market to bamboozle me. And then I just go down that rabbit hole of just red trade, double down. And before you know it, I done gave back everything I done made. So I've been working with that, or I've been working on that today. We closed out making about 900 and something bucks between two accounts. So was able to stay disciplined. Didn't take any trades after the morning session. Didn't even really get back into Ninja Trader. I shut it down. Didn't want to look at it. That's what I have to do. Because if I open it back up and I look at those charts, things start looking good. I start taking trades. I'll be in a trade up 500. It'll pull back. Now I'm down 50 to 100. And I could let that thing ride me all the way back out to my stop. And we can't do that. So, but that's not what we're here for today. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to do the usual recap. I want to look at a strategy that I created. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take ownership of this strategy. And it's a swing strategy. And if you've checked out a couple of my videos, you might have heard me mention a magnet 250 strategy. I did take one of those trades. I want to say I took it last week. Took it last week, and kind of want to go over that one today. So let's go ahead. Let's bring up TOS. Let's bring up TOS. And we will go ahead and take a look at it. If you look up top, you see I am in 2 current trades. I'm in GRTS. It's the one that we're going to talk on today. I'm also in Lyft. You see I'm down $35 in Lyft. The beauty about this particular strategy, when we trade options with this strategy, is usually what I pay for the trade is what I'm risking. So we see here Lyft. This is a October 20 call with a strike price of 15. So looking for Lyft to get to $15. I paid 9 cents per contract. That's actually $9 when you multiply it by 100. Bought 5 contracts. So I'm in this trade for $45. I'm down 35 right now. So if this thing expires worthless, I will lose $45. GRTS, I took this one with stock, with shares. Average price showing 169. Showing I got 50 shares. And the market price right now is $2.45. I'm up $38, which represents 44%. Now, I did have 200 shares of this. I had 200 shares. Average price was about $1.74. And I kind of been scaling my way out of this. But before we go any further, well, let's go ahead. Let's take a peek at Lyft real quick, just to kind of, I'll explain the magnet to 50 strategy for those that may not have caught the video of me describing it in the past. So magnet to 50 strategy is a swing trade strategy. I get most of my information for this strategy off of a weekly chart. On this weekly chart, you see 4 different moving averages, and we'll start up with the top. This top one is a weekly 200. Does not really come into play too tough for this strategy. Next, we have a 50 EMA, the lime green line. This is what I refer to as the magnet. Got a broken magenta. This is the trigger. And then we have a solid magenta. That is a pre-trigger. This is something that I've added recently to kind of give me alerts before it actually cracks the trigger. Because the original scanner that I made, it wouldn't alert me until it already had broke. So like in this case, it would have broke it. I'm late to the party. Boom. Made a nice move up. This one didn't quite get up to the magnet, but a nice move nonetheless. At that time, the magnet would have been $19. Entry would have been $13. That's a $6 move. That would have been a nice play. Came up, tried tap the magnet and just failed. That is what this usually does. So you can't really expect more than the magnet out of it. I got in this play as it hit, and everything was kind of commingled right here. I usually don't like those. I want to see a little space in between it. The way that this works, it'll catch this pre-trigger. Usually if the next candle breaks the high, it's going straight to the trigger. Next candle that breaks the high of the trigger is headed up to the magnet. Kind of played this a little soon and it didn't actually trigger. So this one here, I will probably take it on the chin and lose $45. Thing with this strategy is more times than not, it is right. More times than not, when it's right, it is paying for these losing trades. This GRTS trade has already paid for this trade. It has already paid for it. So let's go ahead. Let's look at it real quick. So this is GRTS. One thing that I didn't mention when we were looking at Lyft is you want to see the stock in a downtrend. And I do have a scanner, and usually the scanner is going to find stocks that meet that criteria. It's in a downtrend. You want these moving averages kind of stacked in this way. If we come over and look, we see GRTS back in December, a perfect example of what you want to see. Breaks the trigger right up to the magnet. Right up to the magnet, and usually it's going to pull back. So let's come over here to where we took the trade. You see, in 200 shares, $1.74 was my average. This thing comes up because it closed down here the previous week. This was last week. Made a nice move up to the pre-trigger. I got in as it broke the pre-trigger. So I'm anticipating. Yeah, I am. I'm guilty as charged. This thing this week. Let's see what the trigger was. I'm gonna highlight the broken candle. $1.95. Trigger was $1.95. So when this broke $1.95, it became valid. Let's come up here. Let's look at the hourly chart real quick though. And you'll see I got in yesterday. No, I got in on the 29th. So that's the exit. Let's look. Let's see if this goes back. Show the entry. Yep. So there's the entry there. Reason I did take this one, looking at these higher time frames, you can look at the hourly. You see my entry is right here on the hourly. If you come over and look at it on the 4 hour, which kind of getting ahead of myself, but you'll see a pattern that formed on that 4 hour. That's kind of nice. So this pulls back, it catches support. I enter, makes this move, kind of fades out, makes this move. This was yesterday. We get the move up, we get above the trigger, and I get out of 100 shares, 205. I was risking $30 on this particular trade. I was risking $30. So let's take a look and let's see what we made on those 100 shares. So let me pull up the calculator. And we're going to say 205 is what we sold them for. So 205 minus $1.74. That was our average, equals 31 cents. We'll multiply that by 100. That's going to be $31. So on this 100 shares, we made $100. Oh, I'm sorry. We made $31. We made 1R is what I meant to say. So I went on and I locked in 1R on this trade. Then today, look at what this thing did. It just ripped. I need to move this down so we can see it. There we go. This thing just ripped today. And you see I got out of another 50 shares. Now, I'm going to highlight this lime green line, y'all. Let's highlight it. Booyah. You look over to the right, it says $2.50. See that? Move it, put it back. See where it says 250. 250 is the magnet. That's where this should come up to. But you notice I got out of 2 of my positions before I even let it get there. Look at what it got up to today. $2.52. So mission accomplished. I could have took all shares out right there at 252. But I let this kind of pull back. It got me out at 233. Let's do the numbers on those. Do the numbers on those 50 real quick. So we'll clear it out. We'll say $2.33 minus $1.74 equals times 50. 29.50. That's another R. So I'm up 2R in this trade right now. Risking. Let's see what we risked. That's something that we, or not even that, we know that the risk was $30. Let's see what the trade cost us. So $1.74 times 200 shares. So this trade cost us $348 is what it cost us. Not much money. You can do this in a cash account. and be able to take a few trades every week and slowly build it. But let's take a peek at the 4-hour chart real quick. This is the 4-hour chart. You notice anything? Do you notice this pattern, y'all? It rips, pulls back, and it flags. It rips, it pulls back, making a flag. It rips, it flags, it rips. Do y'all know what I want to see? I want to see this thing flag and rip again. But guess what? If it doesn't, I got my stop in place. That's what you see right here. I got my stop set at, come on, show it to me. It does not want to. There we go. My stop is set at $2.26. So if this comes back and stops me out, I will still make money on this last position. I will still make money on this last position, locking in maybe a little less than an R, because the average on these last shares is $1.69. So in a good position, on this trade. And like I said, it's already paying for what I'm down in this trade. And that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. Just wanted to show this one, show something a little different than the usual recaps on the futures account. We're still doing those. I hope to get back into that regular routine. Like I said, I've had a cough that's just been outrageous the past few days. So every time I would try to get a recap done, that cough didn't want to cooperate. So we're able to do it today, and I'm surprised I hadn't coughed. But as always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Hopefully you found a little value in this. Like I said, I just want to show the different aspects of what I'm doing. And what this shows you is, even in this market cycle that we are in, even in this down market that we in right now, because it's ugly, man. 1 minute it's up, the next minute it just flushes and gives everything back. But even in that market, you can still find swing plays out here. It's still swing plays. You notice this thing has been going since September 29th, and it's just been grinding higher. Let's see if we can get one more day out of it. It would be nice to see this thing break the actual magnet. And if it breaks the magnet, there's times that this thing can rip all the way up to the that 200 moving average that you saw on the chart. So let's see what we can do. But on that note, I'm gonna wrap this one up, and we will be back at it again tomorrow. Hopefully I didn't shook this cold, put it on the backside, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow. All right, peace.